Hi guys, it's a new show. I'm Jessica Alaniz, and let's do it. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to reinstate thousands of probationary federal employees after they were fired. Say what you want about Trump, but you have to admit, getting fired and still getting paid? That's the most government thing he's ever done. To be fair, the workers were reinstated, but now they're just getting paid to do nothing. Or as Congress calls it, business as usual. This means there are now thousands of people in government making money for no reason, which finally explains Ted Cruz. Israel has launched a massive airstrike on Gaza, breaking a ceasefire and causing hundreds of casualties, with Prime Minister Netanyahu saying the attacks are only the beginning. I, for one, am shocked that a grown man didn't stick to their word. Not to be outdone, Russia immediately announced their new ceasefire policy, which is just a button labeled ignore. Edward Jake Lang, who was pardoned by Trump for his involvement in the January 6th Capitol attack, has announced he's going to run for the U.S. Senate in Florida. I don't know, but you gotta admire the audacity of a guy who sees felony charges as a networking opportunity. I bet his campaign slogan is taking over the Capitol again, or Jake strikes back, or it's been a lang time coming. Talk about turning lemons into a Senate run. On a separate note, Edward Jake Lang? That doesn't even sound good. He should at least change his name to Eddie. Ooh, I like that. Let's do it again. Eddie Jake Lang, who was pardoned by Trump for his involvement in the January 6th Capitol attack, has announced he's going to run for the U.S. Senate in Florida. I don't know, but you gotta admire Eddie's audacity. He sees felony charges as a networking opportunity. I bet Eddie's campaign slogan is taking over the Capitol again, or Eddie strikes back, or Eddie or not, here I come. I should get paid for this. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon revealed that he was sexually harassed by female colleagues at CNN, including one incident where a woman tweaked his nipples in the company cafeteria. The most shocking part of this story is that CNN has a cafeteria. What, are Chris Wallace and Anderson Cooper just sitting at the cool kids table telling Wolf Blitzer he can't sit with them? When reached for a comment, the female colleague said, "When you're a star, they let you do that. You can do anything. Grab them by the nipple." I've heard that locker room talk before. In a rare statement, Chief Justice John Roberts publicly rebuked Donald Trump for demanding the impeachment of a judge who ruled against his deportation policy. Trump acts like he's the first guy to ever get mad at a judge. Every Italian guy in Brooklyn is like, "Oh, now it's a problem." You ever notice every time Trump doesn't get his way, he wants to change the rules? It's like losing at Monopoly and saying, "All right, from now on, I'm the bank, and the name of the game is I win." Impeachment? I mean, Donnie, Mr. reigning two-time impeachment champ, you know it doesn't work. Spirit Airlines is picking a fight with Southwest after they recently announced they will begin charging for bags. Spirit really thinks Southwest's new bag policy makes them equals. You're literally not even an option. Go away. Even your website sucks. The NCAA basketball tournament began this week, which means you now have an excuse to spend all day in a bar. Not that you needed one. Get ready to place your bets on who's the Cinderella story, who's the sleeper team, and who just wants to find love in a hopeless place. Oh wait, I might be thinking of The Bachelor. I personally love March Madness because who doesn't want to watch chaos that's happening outside of their life? There's nothing like watching hopes and dreams being crushed, which is coincidentally the new slogan for Tinder. Town halls in Republican districts have become tense. Voters are expressing anger and anxiety over Trump and Elon's government cuts. In a related story, the 5 stages of grief have officially been updated to denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and shouting in a middle school cafeteria. It's not funny that Republicans are reaping what they sowed, but it is funny that they're doing it so publicly. Like, come on, my guy. Didn't your mom ever tell you to keep your dirty laundry inside the House and Senate and presidency? Trump ended Secret Service protection for 2 of Biden's children, Hunter and Ashley. The Secret Service agents assigned to Hunter Biden were devastated by the news, mostly because they lost their government-funded front row seats to whatever crazy thing he was going to do next. Which explains why Ashley Biden just enrolled in the first ever masterclass on how to disappear, taught by Melania Trump. Harvard will offer free tuition for students whose families earn less than $200,000 in an effort to diversify their student bodies. In other words, Harvard is now only admitting rich kids and slightly less rich kids. It's nice that they're offering free tuition, but when are they going to start offering free rides? Am I right, Sigma Chi? A federal judge has blocked Trump's executive order banning transgender individuals from serving in the military, calling the policy unconstitutional. Now, I don't want to go off on a rant here, but Trump trying to regulate military service is like Steven Seagal giving fitness advice. Technically, he's been around it, but you wouldn't want to follow his lead. Call me crazy, but if you really want a strong military, maybe don't ban the people who have already proven they'll fight for what they believe in. Just a thought. The U.S. National Archives have released 80,000 pages of newly declassified documents related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Let me help you out here. The government just released 80,000 pages of proof that no one's ever going to read 80,000 pages. That's not even a real number. Like, the real mystery here isn't who killed JFK, it's why the government suddenly wants to keep us busy. What are they really trying to distract us from? My guess, lizard people, or that the Denver airport is the Illuminati headquarters, or that aliens are living in New Mexico, or my TikTok tarot card reader was right and he is thinking of me. Or worse, a member of European Parliament asked America to give back the Statue of Liberty. Wait, that actually happened? What are we going to put in its place? Don't worry, I've got you covered in this week's segment, Liberty 2.0. France wants to take back the Statue of Liberty? That's pretty bold, considering we haven't even returned their Tupperware from the Louisiana Purchase. But if France wants their statue back, let them. We'll replace it with something that really represents modern America, like a giant bald eagle chugging a Bud Light. If there's one thing that truly represents America, it's the nation's bird shotgunning a tall boy at noon. And yes, the statue will be actually shotgunning a beer every day at noon while the national anthem plays and those little planes fly over. Or we can replace the Statue of Liberty with the world's hugest middle finger, because that's how people act in this country anyways. Someone cuts you off in traffic, middle finger. Someone takes your parking spot, middle finger. France says they want the Statue of Liberty back, you guessed it, middle finger, baby. Or we can replace it with a giant drive-through window which perfectly captures America's most important values: convenience, poor health decision, and simple misunderstandings. Here's an idea. If we're going to have a giant statue at the entrance of New York Harbor, it should be a big golden retriever who has no idea what's going on but is still super excited to be here. Like Americans, golden retrievers are easily distracted and have no idea what they're actually voting for. So listen, France, if you really want the Statue of Liberty back, go ahead, take it. America doesn't need a statue to represent freedom, because you know what really represents freedom? Blasting fireworks out of a pickup truck at 2 a.m., getting a second plate at an all-you-can-eat buffet just because you can, wearing cargo shorts to a wedding and calling it formal. It's taking out a $100,000 student loan for a philosophy degree, and most importantly, freedom is knowing that at any moment someone, somewhere, is deep-frying a Snickers bar. So yeah, France, take the statue. We'll just build something in its place, and you know what? It'll be red, white, and blue. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps more than you know. I'm Jessica Alaniz, and I'll see you next week. Bye. That was a lot.